Alright, welcome back to Case Closed Anime Review episode number 271. In this particular video, we're discussing the newest episode of the series, which is basically The Secret Afterimage, which is episode 1171. Basically, I did find out, I looked up online, apparently they did release this episode for I left my anime convention party to join my former students to explore dungeon depths. I'll watch after this one and do the comic corner. And I'll keep checking for I'll be killing science for 300 years, and I'll check that. If that doesn't come out, basically the plan today after finishing the anime is to work on the Case Closed movies. Yes, there's been a total of 5 movies released, and I haven't seen them yet, so why not? This episode takes place after a movie, which they don't exactly spoil it per se. And I was seeing like, wait, why are they referencing characters in a anime original episode? I'm like, oh, it's a Aftermath episode from the most last one that came out. Yeah, it's Aftermath episode of the one-eyed flashback. So the episode starts off with McGuire standing outside the Mori Detective Agency, where here's Conan arriving home. Is like, Inspector McGuire, what are you doing here? And then they go up to see Mori, where apparently he's listening to a horse race, and apparently it's like, of course, Ren's like, you gamble money? It's like, we have no money, we're broke. Yep, so McGuire has a reason for being here. And the reason is because he thinks one of his subordinates is having an affair. Now you're thinking, is it Tagagi, Sato, or is it Keba? Nope, none of them. A complete original character who is from the movie. Now, of course, I would say this episode sets up that movie, but the fact it was a post thing, which takes place after this movie, so it's like this episode is more like a bonus. It's not a prologue, it's more like a post-log, per se. It's an aftermath story. So this is someone named Sawaza, where he's suspected of having an affair. He doesn't say anything about it, so he asks Mori to investigate him. Now you're thinking, why can't you ask the wife? I don't know. So Rand does basically offer McGuire the regular services of the Mori Detective Agency, which appears he has no problem basically paying them. It's something he wanted to do, so he pays them out of his pocket. Which is probably the first case they've had probably in a while, seemed like. So, no murder this episode, none. So, Mori does his own way of investigating, which basically is wearing a trench coat and a mask. A surgical mask, and using a digital camera to take pictures. I'm like, why not be more discreet and get a smartphone? Or can you not afford that? Who the heck frickin' knows when it comes to Mori? Because a lot of the time he basically spends money on gambling. On horse races. He loves gambling on horse races. And you think his particular horse is going to win, but he has terrible luck. My God, does he have terrible luck when it comes to horse races. Yep. So then, Rand and Conan proceed to follow them in their own different way. So they follow them around. And then, of course, Mori's easily spotted by them. Yes. Yeah, he couldn't exactly spot them for some reason. Actually, they spot him really quickly. Yeah, so yeah, so He's spotted but ran, and of course they go little jewelry shopping, and then there's a flower shop, and then and by the way, no knockout more this episode, none. So then McGuire confronts him and figures out what the heck is going on. Of course, suspect an affair, but the affair is never brought up here. We see the woman, and there's no affair. I don't think McGuire imagined he suspected something like that was going on, but it's nothing basically says he did. So it turns out he didn't technically break the law. What he was doing, he was breaking procedure. Yes. So it turns out the woman with him is not his girlfriend. It turns out she's actually the girlfriend of a different man who was a senior, a senpai. And apparently Mori does know who he is. And then went to like, how do you know him? And of course he doesn't answer. So it turns out the whole thing was basically getting a ring. And the fact that technically his belongings was going to go next to him, but he went there anyways because he knew the guy. And he found this receipt relating to this ring, which it turns out that prior to his death, that he was planning to propose to his girlfriend. I'm like, inflation happy, good for him. But apparently the way he died is not even explained here. It's like, okay, he was supposed to get like the way he died of line of duty. He should have got basically like a promotion, but it's what happened in the movie. That's the reason why he couldn't get it. But at least something nice for his girlfriend. And despite the fact he did break procedure, McGuire's going to pick him in half to make sure he doesn't have any punishment, because technically he did nothing wrong. He would just basically fulfilling a last request from his friend. And I'm like, yeah, that's a noble duty. I'm sure he might receive some punishment, but I don't think it'd be severe. I highly doubt result in being fired for this. I highly doubt that at all. But basically, if I miss some reaction, at best he might be suspended for a day for this. But I highly doubt we'll know, because next episode has nothing to do with this at all. Yeah. But I gotta admit, for Afterimage episode, by the way, they also bring up in here characters who are part of the other region in this episode, which I was shocked the fact to bring up canon characters in a anime original story. I did not suspect that at all. Basically, they brought up Yamato and Marufushi, which I did not suspect to seeing them in the show. Not really. Also, this episode is no different for this. No gadgets are used. You're like, really? Yeah, none. Which I found to be quite fast. I actually, technically, there was one gadget used. It was like a listening device involving his glasses. Which I'm like, yeah, it was like one of those, or basically he just basically uses his temple Yeah, I'm not sure what it was, but I know he touched his glasses for something. Yeah. I think this may have been like the first episode where no gadgets were used. Not sure exactly why, but it could be because basically they weren't necessary. But damn good original episode. I gotta admit, for any original episode, this is probably by far the best one I've seen in some time. Because no one put their usually pretty good, but this one was awesome. I love this. This is really good. Yep. But after I do my next two anime, if the other one gets released, then I'm gonna go ahead and watch the Case Closed movies. Yep, there are 5 of them. I might try to get them done. Okay, yep, so that's pretty much a particular view. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications. Next up we have is a Comic Corner, and it's on to I left my anime convention to join my former students to explore dungeon devs. Okay, thanks, people. Bye.